Oh, hello, welcome to Harambee. I don't forgot who I am. They got me downtown here. I am Dr. Thomas L. Brown, and
I'm Reggie Jones.
Eating a big hot dog down here. And he's going to have indigestion. Y'all know
He hasn't had any lunch
and
yet.
Our special guest, we got a loaded house and different kind of experience. And, of course, if you want to know what's going on, all you got to do is, what am I supposed to dial up? Harambee 1310, is that correct? Go to Harambee 1310 and you're on what? Facebook. And all you do is now turn to 1310 on AM and you are, in fact, downtown in the Julia Carson. Where am I, you all? I guess it. Tell me who you are.
I'm Bill Turner, President of Washington Township School Board.
And I'm Wanda Spanrotty, member of Washington Township School Board and candidate for re-election.
Wanda, do me a favor. You talk real fast. Slow down so people really know who you are.
I'm Wanda Spanrotty, and I am a current school board member of Washington Township Schools. I'm also up for re-election for my third term.
All right, you've been in it for... Do you really want to do this again?
Absolutely.
Okay, what are you going to do that was better than what you did the past two terms?
Nothing better. I'll just continue the same. We're doing real good.
Well, you got your president here. What is your responsibility as a president of the board? I've been there, so you tell me.
It's basically being the focal person for the board, spokesperson for the board, also working with board members such as Dr. Spanrotty here, and making sure that we do what's best for the students.
See, you talking fast, too.
Okay, I will slow it down.
Okay, what schools are in Washington Township that has a high profile and some positive attributes?
Well, the main school is North Central High School.
I knew you was going to say that. Everybody that goes to North Central, back in my day in the 40s and 50s, there was we couldn't even come in that area.
We're both North Central graduates also.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Oh, I get your drift. But North Central is great because my fraternity brother used to be the superintendent there. I don't mind talking about Dr. Gene White. Now he's at Martin University, and we're working together. Okay, what are some of the cutting issues of Washington Township that need to be emerged to be improved on? This is not IPS. Remember, this is Washington Township.
Well, Washington Township right now, we're currently on the ballot not only with school board members, but also we have two tax referenda on the ballot.
What are those taxes?
One is for operating referenda. The other one is a construction referenda.
That costs money.
Yes, sir, it does.
What do y'all want to do on the taxes? See, I'm going to push you.
No, we've been talking about this for over a year and a half, so we know there's going to be a tax increase. So we're asking people to vote for a tax increase. You're right.
Mr. President, Commissioner, why is it that our educational system should only be drawing money from the property tax when we can draw money from other sources? So why do they lock us in like we're still slaves to the properties? Because we are properties, but what should be some other revenues for teachers? I believe teachers are underpaid. Every teacher who walks into the system in this 21st century ought to start off at $60,000 for a teacher. That's a fact. Now, all of your great professionals, even Donald Trump, if I can throw that in, Hillary Clinton, the multimillionaires, and they all had a teacher. And education, we are treating education like a slave dynamic. So, what would be some other sources that we can start advocating for?
Well, really, I think people want to think it's the local school boards that determine how much money we have in our coffers, if you will, to pay for teachers, but it really starts downtown at the State House. So when they change laws...
So you send our legislators, and every last one of them had a teacher.
Absolutely.
And they make more money than you all do.
Absolutely.
You want me to start to tell their salaries?
No.
I will, but the bottom line is they all went to school. They went to some grade school, they went to some high school, they went to some university, and had a teacher to get them where they are, but they seem to have forgotten that it's been teachers that got them where they are. What is you think their code of ethics is, or what are their core values? Because it sure ain't, and I'm using the word ain't, they sure are not teachers' values. Now, you are running again, so I'm just throwing it back to you, Wanda.
Well, I think the legislature should, when they change the laws to put the property tax caps on homeowners.
And the legislators do this.
Yes.
What is
Yes.
their problem? Are they senile? Are they retarded?
I can't.
I know
answer that
you
question.
can't say anything about that. We're down here at the where am I? Julia Cart, and I'm looking across the street, and there are lines of people voting, and that's phenomenal. Indianapolis and Indiana's been pretty straight. In a week or so, I plan on going to Dakota, particularly what they're doing to my native Indians, the burial grounds, and just found out up in Fort Wayne they're doing the same thing. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get back to you. What do you want? How do people vote, and who should be voting? Where? When? How? I mean, are you on what ballots would you be on?
Okay. In Washington Township, we have 3 open positions for our school board, which is the majority. There's District 1, District 3, and an open slot for...
At large?
At large.
Are you at large?
No,
You're
I'm District 1.
Okay, you're District 1, and what are the boundaries so people will know?
District 1 is the west side of Washington Township up till Spring Mill Road.
When you know, it's interesting where you say Washington Township is Indianapolis.
Yes.
Okay, what is your boundaries in Indianapolis? Say it again. The streets. West side.
West side is around Kessler. It extends a little bit west of Kessler Boulevard down to 38th Street.
38th Street.
And then north to 79th and Spring Mill Road. That's District 1.
Yeah.
But our township goes up to 96th Street.
Yeah.
And then all the way out east to, I think it's past Allisonville. Emerson maybe? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have a pretty large
Are you
district.
part of Carmel?
No, sir. We're just south of them. We're
just south of
just south of them.
Okay. So in regard to, this is your 3rd term. What do you all run, every 4 years?
Yes.
Every 4 years. And you're going to do 4 more?
Yes.
Okay, and so that means, what do you want to say to your listeners?
Well, we have 2 things going on in the district. Our at-large candidate, John Fensel, that we support from the school board, is
John who?
Fensel.
Okay.
He is running against a young man who is brand new to Indianapolis, has no ties to Washington Township other than somehow he's renting an expensive condo in Indianapolis. He is a Teach for America teacher in the IPS.
Mind Trust had something to do with this?
Well, we know that it's...
Well, Mind Trust isn't on his treasury report, but it's out-of-state money. Put it that way.
Tell me, why did it all become all about the money? Every time I look at money, I can pull out some money, and it can't do anything.
Billionaires want more money.
Is he a billionaire?
Not the teacher, but the people who are backing him, who put $32,000 towards a tiny school board race for him. Yes.
Well, okay.
I didn't even have $3,000.
I know you're right. When I ran, I only spent $700. And I ran at large, $700, and I was fussing about that. But that was in 1990. Okay. So, what do you want your listeners to know?
We want them to know that they may receive mail or have received mailers from this young man. It's when you look at him, the picture is a nice-looking African-American man with a picture with kids teaching.
He's African-American?
He's African-American, but he is being paid big time by out-of-state money to run our school board to make changes, and we don't want that. We do not want to outsider.
What kind of change do you think they're trying to do, Mr. President?
I don't know what the changes are because I can't tell you that, but I will tell you it sounds awfully similar to what happened in IPS when people ran for IPS.
I kind of chuckle when you said what happened to IPS. What happened to IPS?
Well, Washington. Let me go back. Let me not talk about IPS in that sense.
Yeah, that's why I'm
let me talk about Washington Township. In Washington Township, we believe that every child should have an opportunity for everything that we provide. So, in other words, if we're going to provide a program, we're not going to single out one school and those kids are the only ones that get to have it. For example,
and I got a problem. You use a word that I can't stand.
What's that?
Kids.
Well, we use that a lot.
Yeah, but kids is goats. The children.
Okay, children.
Yeah,
right.
I don't have my button where I push. I mean, the president would say kids, and I'd be all on him like water on ice.
Okay.
Children.
Children.
Right.
Students.
Students. Scholars.
Yes. Yeah.
Little people.
Little people, okay.
Just messing with you, man, but go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, in Washington Township, for example, we have International Baccalaureate is a program that we have for inquiry thinking, being able to think critically. So instead of bringing it in and saying, okay, one school, you get to have this program, our district said, no, every school is going to be an IB school, and we are an IB school. And we're one of the few districts in the country.
You use that term. What does that mean?
International Baccalaureate.
And International Baccalaureate.
And there are schools in Indianapolis that have the IB program, International Baccalaureate program for graduate degrees, for degrees. Gotcha. But this is a way of thinking and a way of teaching children to work together, common sense, how to think, ask questions about your problems. Instead of just teaching to the test, you actually teach them to think.
Gotcha. All righty, again, Wanda, I'm throwing it at you. Anything you want to say before we move to our next segment?
Well, I would love for people to vote for me, Wanda Span-Roddy. My opponent is from the Chicago area, also new to Indianapolis, and participated in, as he describes, his working with the schools in Chicago is very, very similar to the way charter schools are. So even though he is not backed by the money, he still has the same philosophy and thinking as they do, and I don't think that way, and I want to be reelected.
Well, that's good. All right, you're going to win. You're going to win. Don't sweat it. You're going to win. I've just decided that you're going to win.
All right.
I've called on the cosmic order and everything. You're going to win. And then I'll say what my dad used to say a long time ago, may the Lord take a liking to you. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back here. Are you there, Ethan? Give me about a minute and a half. Ethan, wherever you are, we're taking a break. Welcome back to Harambee. I'm here. I'm trying to remember who I am. Okay, I'm Tom Brown, here with you at the Julius Carson Training Center. Transit Center. Okay, all righty. My special guest, here we are. Got some dynamic brothers and sisters here, been doing something I didn't even know nothing about. It's called Capital City Family Educational Services. And I declare, this is something I didn't know about. They're on 2707 Rand Road. Where is that at? Okay. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. You're here with us on Harambee, which is a Swahili word that means caring community. We've been around for 42 years, so you know we're ancient. So when you speak to us, talk slow. All right.
How you doing? My name is Luther Stroder, and I'm the program manager here at Capital City
Slow
Family
down,
Education Services.
Look, you flying, man. You flying. Say it again, Luther.
My name is Luther Stroder, and I am one of our program managers here for Capital City Family Education Services.
And I am Rita McQuite, and I'm also a program manager at Capital City.
Okay, tell me something. What is this organization? What do you all do?
We are an agency that is here to support the community, one family at a time, giving them the services that they need. We reach out and provide services through all different spectrums, and all of those services are available at the client's home. So a lot of times when you think about therapy, when you think about counseling, it's really hard to get people to open up and share some of the things that are their deeper, darker, inner, problems, issues, concerns. So what you do is you reach them at their home, where they're comfortable at, where they're in their own atmosphere, their own environment. They have their own thermostats that we like to say set for their own temperature of their home. So it allows them the opportunity to be able to open up and address some issues that they may not if they were in foreign territory.
You want to add to this? Because I'm getting ready to come at you with the hard questions. You can take it to the bank, bro.
I'll just say, you were just saying Harambee means caring community, and that's really what we are. Is we are an agency that cares about the community, and we want to empower the community. And I'm glad that we're here today, knowing that Amos Brown was a true advocate for the community, and that's what we are here to do, is be an advocate for our community. Okay,
as you talk about, I heard you loud and clear. In the state of Indiana, as you know, we're having an increased suicide rate among our younger brothers and sisters, particularly my female sisters. And you also have one of the highest suicide rates with, do you all do anything with veterans who have just come back?
We service the whole community.
Particularly with the post-traumatic stress
Disorder,
syndrome.
yeah.
Disorder. I mean,
Yeah.
there's 3 or 4 words for it. But, okay, this is the hard question. Who is your umbrella? You know what I mean? Who is your source? Is it partially government? Foundations?
Who is our source as far as?
To keep your funding and keep your initiatives taking place.
Well, we partner with several agencies in the community as well.
What agency?
We have with community corrections.
Okay.
We receive referrals from them. We also receive referrals from different state agencies, and we also
So
accept
you're in
Medicaid.
a partnership.
Yep, and we accept Medicaid as
And
well.
you're not private. Are you private or public?
Private.
Private?
Yes, sir.
Who's on your board?
Who are the board members?
That may be unfair, but you have a board. Are you statewide?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, how's it going in Lake County?
Right now, Lake County is where our corporate office is. So we cover everything from Maryville, Gary, Hammond, East Chicago, all the way to the south side of Chicago. We provide open services.
See, you're national.
Not yet.
I won't say we're national, but we're looking to be
I
national.
mean, if you're in Chicago, see, I'm from Chicago.
Okay.
I used to work in Gary. Then I came down and helped my dad and this kind of thing. Are you in Evansville?
We are not currently in Evansville.
Not there yet. You're not in Jeffersonville?
Not in Jefferson. We haven't transitioned that far south. We start at about Bloomington, which is regions 13 and Fort Wayne, and we go through from Bloomington through Columbus, Shelbyville, on up through let's see,
Grant County,
Tipton,
all that.
So we cover all the way on through.
All those.
Them some Hopkins.
Yeah.
I mean, you calling on some. I have another place that I stay down in. How are you all dealing with my white brothers and sisters who are caught up on meth?
Right now in regions 13 and 14, which is right there in that area, Columbus is right now the capital in Indiana.
You're right.
So one of the things
That's where my property is.
So one of the things is just
That's where
getting
the
that
governor-
awareness out there.
That's where Pence is from. I got a lot of history there, and it's tragic in Bartholomew, Jennings. You all help those who are the victims of the crime because it's all about money. You are helping those who are the victims. What are your main challenges that you all are having to face?
Well, number one, we just really want people to know that the service is available to them. A lot of times, the lack of knowing what is available to them in the community is what stops people. So when you don't know, how do you know where to go? So that is a big challenge, is making sure that people understand that services are available to them and you don't have to be rich to get services.
What about our mental health? You know, a lot of this is all mental health. And Indiana is backward when it comes to putting the monies into mental health. Now, that's what I'm saying. Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me. I'd love to be wrong.
We know that that's definitely an underserviced population. We know that that is an underserviced arena as far as funding is concerned. As someone who works in that arena in therapy and counseling, it is definitely something that is needed more of. More people need to realize that it's okay to go talk to someone. And those services and those that are in power, it is helpful when they realize that there are funds that need to go towards that, so people in the community can receive those services, which in turn is only going to help our community as a whole to become more empowered, to become more effective on a daily basis. When you are feeling good on the inside, you're learning how to cope with things on the outside so that you can be productive in society. So we definitely need more funds in that area.
And go ahead. You go ahead.
One of the things that I will say that is helping with that fact is that the insurance companies are starting to see more of a need for mental awareness. So with those insurance companies opening up some of those avenues and some of those streams, a lot more insurance carriers are covering that mental illness, that portion that is sometimes goes for unforeseen. But like Rita said, one of the things is making the clients, making the community aware that these services can be covered through your insurance. One of the things that we got to capitalize on with the Obamacare and the HIP, Healthy Indiana plan.
Now you said HIP. What's HIP?
Healthy Indiana plan.
Gotcha.
So with that Healthy Indiana plan and with the Obamacare, a lot of those services are available to the community. But the problem is a lot of patrons don't understand that and don't know it. So that's where getting out in the community and events like today, throughout the week, throughout the days of the month and throughout the year, making them aware that, hey, let's find out if you qualify for these services, and then once you qualify, let me show you how we can help you, how we can address some of those trauma needs, how we can address some of those mental illness needs, some of those, counseling needs.
Okay, you're throwing it all out. How do you? I've got clients, and I work in another dimension. How do you handle bipolar, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds, schizophrenic paranoias, 12 and 13, 14? Do you all do that directly, or you refer?
No, we have clients that have a myriad, including those diagnoses that you have named, and we don't just refer out. The only time we would do that is if we realize that this client may need
especially
a higher.
when they don't want to take their meds.
Well, see, then we would definitely. A higher level of service is needed, and I think that's important, is to know when you can and when you cannot. And if you cannot directly service that client, it is not about us. Again, it's about the community and helping the community be stronger. So I would refer out if I see the need is higher. We don't do meds at our office, but if we see that is a need, we make sure that client is directed and connected with the right people.
And make sure they take them. A lot of times they have them and don't want to take them.
And a lot of times with that it's a process of creating a team. As you create a team of providers around that client, you have service providers that are in place that attach to different avenues of need with that client, such as the therapeutic side. So you'll have an assigned therapist to address those mental needs and those mental awarenesses. And then let's talk about some of the other needs that they may need that are going to be attached to that as well, such as home-based casework services. You may need to find jobs. You may need help. You may need help finding a job. You may need help finding housing. You may need help attaching with community resources that you know that you may qualify for, but you just don't have the know-how. So then that way, that therapist as well as that caseworker would then work together to make sure that they're streamlining together to reach all of the needs of this one particular client.
So what is your basic caseloads?
We all fall within the service standards of the state where you have no more than 12 clients, you have no more than 12 cases or 18 clients. That means because some clients, you may have a family where you may have 3 or 4 to a family. So that's how that falls within that realm.
Okay. Since you're talking about, because it seems to be that what you all are describing is in the 21st century, in the millennial period, social workers, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
I'm very proud to be a social worker. I am.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. How long you think you're going to stay in this and don't have a nervous breakdown?
Well, I believe in self-care, and so I do not think I'm going to have a nervous breakdown because
I'm trying to get teachers. Nobody wants to be a teacher.
Nobody
Nobody wants to be a teacher. I've been looking. I asked my students at my academy, how many of y'all want to be teachers? Oh, no, I don't want to be that. Then I asked some young brothers, I said, well, then how many of y'all want to be preachers? Oh, I want to be a preacher. Why? Because they make money.
Well, I would say this about
and this is 7th and 8th graders. But I can't get people to want to go into education. We're over at Martin, and we're putting together a program. We need teachers. I'm looking at you all. Y'all need to be teachers.
Well, I will tell
before
you
have to have social. Go ahead.
I am my passions are social work and education. I certainly believe that if the social realm is not handled, then education is not possible. I feel, and I'm
say that again. I see how you twisted that. I want to. Now, say that again.
I feel like if the social realm is not handled or addressed,
Okay.
then education is impossible.
It's impossible.
That's my belief.
Okay,
And
that's good. At least you got one.
Yeah, and the thing, and what I want to say by that, I mean, handled somewhere. If somebody hears you, listens to you, you feel comfortable somewhere. Your needs are addressed somewhere. Because honestly, the teacher becomes a social worker. So it's a dual role, and we have to understand that. I think what has happened is, as you were discussing earlier, those that should receive, often those are the fields that don't. We are rich in those lives that we touch. We're rich in the things that we do, but we don't often have the funds to continue in those areas of passion and to be able to live the way that you may want to live. But what I do believe is that your passion will open doors for you if you are in your passion. And I think that's where we are. We're doing what we believe, and that's what our agency is about, and connecting to those community partners like schools and teachers to be available to them. We partner with different schools in the area to not only assist those students that are there, but to also assist those teachers in helping them to be okay, as not to have that nervous breakdown that you think that we're going to have as social workers. So
I threw that at you because I've known some that worked 8, 9, 10, 11 years, and all of a sudden they had to get into something else because you take on the burden, and you're being passionate. You're also becoming compassionate, and some of them will get into you, and people have a tendency to become dependent on you and have expectations of you, and you're trying to get them to have expectations of themselves.
Yes.
And then you get caught in the dilemma of wanting to have expectations of them, and you know they ain't going to do it, but you have that and the after effect.
And I think the big word that we look for in those situations are accountability. And that's where
that's a good intellectual term.
And that big fancy word right there puts us right where we are. And one of the things that
can you handle it for the next 10 or 15 years of your
life?
Well,
the thing is
you could be a teacher.
The thing is we start as teachers in our own home. Just being all honest. Once you become a parent, you start to teach in your own home.
But you also found out a lot of parents.
Exactly, but that's why we're here. And when you get into those educators, one of the things that Rita touched on was we assist those that are in education with helping them with their classroom activities, and that's a big place to start because just like you asked us, do we burn out? So do some of those educators. And sometimes
welcome to the club, I'm burned out.
Sometimes we are there to make life easier on you.
I've passed it for 30 years and I'm burned out. That's why I retired.
And that's why we understand it. So we got to get inside of those classrooms and help address some of those concerns, help address some of those needs. Because when your numbers are 1 to 30, it's hard to attach yourself to all of those different mentalities, all of those attitudes, all of those different diversities. So having somebody that the kids can reach out to help.
What you say? What was that word you said? Kids.
Children.
Didn't
you hear him say that?
Children. So we have to.
I do that just to. Yeah.
So we have to, be able to branch, and that doesn't just stop at the classroom. Yeah. Think about some of our other ramifications where a lot of attention goes. Look at our sports programs. It even goes there because now that coach becomes an extension of the father figure. It becomes the extension of the mother figure. It just becomes an extension of the home.
Here's a question you're not even expecting me to throw at you. How are you addressing because I have clients in that, how are you addressing the LGBT initiative?
He said initiative. I'm addressing people.
The lesbians, the gays, the transgenders. Matter of fact, 8 years ago in one of my projects overseas, I had a transgender. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he was tough. I mean, really excellent in what I had in my kind of work. But how are you all having to face that? Because in another year or two, and if the law passes based on another connection I got, the whole issue of transgender, because they want us to set up curriculums for young people who say, I don't want to be a boy anymore, I'm a girl. How you all address, is that coming into your portfolio or your profile?
Definitely. And the thing is, what we want everyone to know about Capital City is that we meet people where they are. And we meet them with a plan that they are a part of to empower them to become who they want to be, to become a better them as they see it. I can't tell you who to be or how to be, but what I can do is help you get there if it is going to be a healthy and productive manner for you.
And we like to call those client-centered goals.
Say that again.
We like to call it client-centered goals.
Okay, client-centered goals.
Yes,
okay.
Because the thing is I can't tell you who you want to be.
Well, see, the reason I ask you that because we have a group called the Brothers United.
Mm-hmm.
You familiar with them, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
And I think they could utilize some of your services, or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had them on the show last week. But how do you cope with the racist energies that work in our city and our state? How do you cope with that? Because I know they're there.
Oh, yes. Diversity continues to grow, and the thing is these become learned behaviors, and you have to start at the root.
How many whites are in your organization?
We're probably 50-50.
About 50-50? Oh, good. Mm-hmm. That's unusual. That's a good beginning.
Well, it's a great beginning. The reason it's a great beginning is because, like we said, we're going to meet you at your level. And when you do that, you have to have people that come from all different avenues and all backgrounds to reach that common goal. So in order to reach that common goal, you may open up to me because we look alike, because we come from the same neighborhood, because we come from similar situations. And as that opens up, that is that foot in the door that therapist, that counselor, that caseworker may need to be able to become an advocate for you. Because once you find somebody that you trust and you believe in, it opens up other doors to reaching that common goal of success.
All righty. Okay. Well, we've got a good, never heard of you all before. I don't know. How long y'all been around?
We have been around since 2011.
Oh, yeah. We've been around a long time. Oh, yeah.
Just in this area.
Just here in Indianapolis.
Where were you before then?
We were once in 2008. We started off with residential, and then we went into the family services after that.
Okay, you're residential.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then you're now, but you weren't in the 1900s.
No, sir.
You just showed up in the 2000s. You're millennials.
We're a millennium company.
All right. Where's your national headquarters?
It is in Maryville.
Okay, Lake County in Maryville. All righty. Okay. That's an interesting scenario for me. You know, who's the president? Who's your ED? Executive Director.
That would be Miss Priscilla Smith.
Smith?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Good. It's good. For those of you who are listening, we're talking with it's called Capital City Family Educational Services. Is that the whole umbrella name?
Capital City Family and Educational Services, yes.
I was just wondering why we said Capital City when I just wondered. That's all. That's all. And if people want to get in touch with you, how do they do that?
We have 2 locations here in Indianapolis. We have one on East 10th Street. It is right off of Sherman Avenue. It is 4126 East 10th Street. And then our main location.
That's in the that's in the east side.
Yes, sir.
You know
Linwood Square.
You know James Taylor?
Not by name.
James Taylor runs one of the major operations down in we'll call that east side area. Very good connection you need to have.
Peace in the streets.
James Taylor, and he's going to kill me. He probably listened to me because I can't even call the name of his center. He runs a major center in right there at 10th Street, and it's east.
Okay.
Not the Bonner Center, is it?
That's him.
John,
okay.
We are in conjunction with the Bonner Center.
That's
we have facilities that we have partnered with them on
he's got
numerous
everything
occasions.
up in there.
Yes, he does. And we were once in there as well. We have a satellite office there as well. So we're very familiar.
She got that. I would say it out loud, James. I taught James back in the 70s. He used to work with us at OIC, Opportunities Industrialization Center.
Okay.
But He's one hell of an organizer
Very much so.
and a proposal writer.
Very much so. And,
He knows where the money is.
And the thing is, he knows how to meet the demand of the community as well. And that area is huge. It's huge.
Tell me about it.
And that's the same thing with our West Side location.
Now, where are
which
you
I
on the
made.
west side?
We are right off. We're on 2707 Rand Road, which is right off of Lyndhurst.
Very
Oh,
close to
okay.
the old airport.
Okay,
and
I'm
also,
glad you
what's it
said
called? The
close
Adams
to
Mark
Lyndhurst. I
is
had
now
never
the
heard of
Wyndham.
Rand Road,
Right.
We're right
but I
there.
know where Lyndhurst is.
It's right there in Park Fletcher.
Yeah. You know where the
Now I
Adams
do,
Mark
but
used to be?
back in my day, if I was over there, they'd lynch me. In the 40s and the 50s, you get lynched over there. So I still got a fear. But anyway, that's just me talking. Let's listen with you all.
Come check us out.
But again, okay, you're on the west and you're east, and you're working with Park Fletcher. What community organization over in the west?
On the west side, we partner with Indy Parks. We partner with
Indy Parks?
Yes, sir. We are with the Concord Center downtown. We partner with them. We do services through them. Fletcher House. We partner with all our community organizations right there as well to provide services. Like I say, the thing is one community at a time, and we reach out to all of them.
Has our boys from the 10-Port Coalition been working with you all?
It is an opportunity.
Have they been working with you? I just threw it at you. Are the churches doing anything with you all?
The churches are.
Yes.
The churches are.
Name me four.
I'll tell you, the biggest one right now is New Beginnings.
Okay.
They are really, really big with working with us right now at this point.
Okay, New Beginnings.
We
Gotcha.
We have worked with Rita Mack and her church organization, which is
Emmanuel Baptist Church.
Emmanuel Baptist Church.
Emmanuel, okay.
And then Northside New Era, we have met with them and
with
worked
Moore.
out. Pastor
Dynamic.
Moore over there.
The church up the street, we did the community,
Um,
my father's house. What's the one right up the street that we did the
The
community?
Potter's
thing
House?
with? My father's house.
My father's house. I call it Potter's house. I wouldn't have called T.J. Jakes down here. I didn't think we had one here yet. But.
our most recent church that we just did one was City View Community Church.
City View.
City View,
Okay.
City View Christian Church right off of Berkshire Parkway.
Gotcha.
We just did a big event over there. So those are the four major ones that we have worked with most recently.
All righty. Okay. If people want to get in touch with you, what do they need to do before I take this break? And Ethan?
The best way to reach us is to contact us at 317-672-2621, and that'll take you directly to our administrative assistant who is willing to take on our calls, and we will go from there.
All right. Y'all looking for any social workers?
Always.
We
Jesus,
are.
keep the books.
Therapist.
Therapist?
We need therapists, yes.
Okay, LCS. You need some LCs?
We love some LCSWs. We love LMHT. Anybody with
I got you. I know.
addictions credentials.
Okay.
Any caseworkers we're also looking for. I'm always looking to get, more caseworkers in the field, especially male staff. This is
Yeah, where is our brothers, man?
we have some good ones.
Your best staff would be in jail, if we can get them, I know some geniuses up in there. That's why they're in there.
Well, believe it or not, we do have a great male staff, especially on the therapeutic side. We're probably about 60-40, maybe even close to being 50-50 with our therapeutic staff. And that is right now one of the big things because we did, we are reaching out to community corrections.
System. I can't get no teachers. I'm in one of them bad moods. I can't get nobody to teach. I got sharp brothers around me, and I said, "Want you to be a teacher?" No, I can't stand those children, but I understand. And they were a child. I just haven't figured it out yet. But anyhow, you are looking for that, and you have to have a Bachelor of Arts or a Bachelor of Science.
We do have some life and social skills that you can get in if you have your associate's degree.
Okay, with AA degrees now.
Yes, sir. With the life and social skills portion.
The therapists have to have a master's degree.
Yeah, I know the game. Been there, done that. I had a bunch of students. All righty, we're glad that you came. Well, you all are sponsoring this thing down there. You all are doing a fabulous job. I mean, these folks are still in line going in to vote. I mean, this reminds me when I was in South Africa and they were trying to deal with my boy coming out of prison. That was years ago.
Mandela.
Yeah, Mandela. And those folk were lined up forever If you've ever been to Johannesburg, this is what Johannesburg looked like. I mean, people, no, Johannesburg was so, and guys was carrying boombox. I said, no, I'm not. This is in Johannesburg. This was in 1984, 85. But anyway, glad to have you. We'll be keeping in touch, and we'll talk some more.
Well, thanks
All
for
right,
having
thank
us.
you for having us.
All righty. Ethan, we're ready to take a break. Give me one of them 4-minute breaks.